in all honesty, Hedda is my favorite film of the year so far. Yeah,
yes.
I love it. I cannot wait to see it again. And I want to go to you first, Nina. And would you talk a little bit about, this is a well-known text, and you're playing Eileen, not Eilert, which really is fascinating in terms of the gender dynamics. And then, of course, she dates women. So I wonder, would you talk a little bit about playing this very kind of modern version of Eilert and how that affects her relationships with her colleagues and obviously with the women in her life?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. It needs a long answer.
I know, sorry.
I try to compress it. Now, what you said, that with her being Eileen, she became a very modern character all of a sudden. And she was put by Nia into a time where women were kind of struggling to find their place, especially in Eileen's case in the academic world. So to me, it started for Eileen with seeing Hedda riding on the back of the horses with her father, her general father, with probably having guns in her hand, and so past her window. And she kind of felt like, oh, I think I feel something for this woman. Oh, I think I love the liberty and the freedom that this image presents in front of me. That was my kick, my start off point for Eileen. And I think Eileen, in contrary to Hedda, went with it. She kind of explored very early in her life that that's who she is. She will fall in love with women, and she has a brilliant mind. She wants to become a writer, and she doesn't want to get married and be put into a box and into something that she isn't, and also doesn't want to play the game that the society expects from her. And with that come certain consequences. I think that is a sentence that you hear a lot in this play. With what you will have to take the consequences of your doing. And Eileen is ready for that, and that's maybe a difference between Hedda and Eileen. But both women, and that I guess is the dynamic change in this whole play, that Eileen is a real true option for Hedda, and also is someone Hedda sees in front of her, that there is also an option of a different life. And that isn't in the play really like this. It's more of you can choose this man or the other man, and with that comes a different lifestyle, and maybe the one partner is a bit more exciting than the other for Hedda. But here it's a proper, true decision for a different kind of life, and maybe to find your own and your agency, your own who you wanna be as a woman at that time. And there's so much more in this, but those were kind of the main points. I was so intrigued by when Nia gave me her take on this very classical material, which stays very true to what it is and keeps all the conflicts there, but just ups the game, and makes it all so much more existential and fun and dark and manipulative. And it's like we're all in this net of Hedda and trying to fight our way through it, and maybe to the core of this net. Can't we appease her, or whatever we try to do, So it's just a very fascinating take on the material.
Yeah, it's incredible. I was riveted. Well, thank you so much for that. And Tom, would you talk about, George has this very interesting job of having to balance his wife, who is, she's going to do what she wants to do, while also trying to impress his boss and his colleagues for the most part. Would you talk about walking that tightrope pretty much throughout the entire film, because it takes place in one night?
Yeah, that was exactly why I wanted to play the role. When Nia shared her script and talked about what she wanted to do with George, we talked about his ambition and how narcissistic he is, how driven, and how he doesn't look at the women as he doesn't see Eileen as a challenge. She's a woman and a troubled woman, and she's, and Thea's just this little damsel that needs, saving, and then Hedda's this Rubik's cube of a human that he can't work out, but he's trying to fit her into this role, but at the same time, he's got this ambition that he's chasing, and he wants these things, but not this whole world and this party is going to clash and basically tug him apart. And I loved it because every single scene became so wrought with drama, because there was never a moment in this whole film where George gets to relax and things are going well. It's a constant tense. Is this working? Is she doing what she's supposed to? Oh my God, as soon as Eileen turns up, his world explodes and his view of gender is even thrown into question. We're going, how has this woman managed to create this thing that I never could? So all of that is just a feast for an actor to play. You never have a moment where you haven't got tension and drama